Hello, beautiful souls, and thanks so much for tuning in. I am Astar, and welcome to 𝑓𝑉Star. So, in this video, I'm gonna be channeling the owl spirit, and she has been coming up quite a lot in the last few days, so I really felt that she has some things to say, and I allow the owl spirit to channel through me and to relay any message that is wanting to come through right now. And also, please remember, this is a collective reading, so only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So let's see what the owl spirit has to say. Any message from the owl spirit? Okay, we have the Way of Pearls. I'm gonna shuffle and then okay, wow. We have two cards from the other deck, so I'm very excited. Whoa, how did that even happen? The owl spirit is definitely also the spirit of magic. So as magic wants, things like this happens. So let's see, messages from the owl spirit. I'm gonna take these two. And then actually, I'm gonna take this and we'll shuffle some from this deck as well. Messages from the owl spirit. Okay. So let's see. Again, we have the Way of Pearls. Then we have Depth of Love. We have Know Yourself. And we have Breathing, which is actually a very powerful energy. And then we also have the Two of Swords. We have Judgment. We have the Page of Cups. And we have the Emperor. Okay. So I'm actually gonna start with Know Yourself, because the owl spirit is really helping us to know ourselves. But when we talk about know yourself or know thyself, we're actually talking about knowing the workings of the universe and knowing the wisdom of the universe. And this is the reason why the owl spirit is the spirit of wisdom. Now, when we think about wisdom, that is actually the divine feminine energy, because everything that is in creation, everything that is in motion is vibration. So vibration in creation, that is the shakti, that is the creative life force energy, that again can be experienced, and we can then extract wisdom from that experience. So when we talk about the owl spirit, we're actually talking about the divine feminine energy, but it's also our experience of that divine feminine energy. So through vibration, motion is created, and that vibration in motion allows creation to be experienced and allows us as sentient beings to gain knowledge and wisdom. Because again, wisdom is the experience of creation. Wisdom is the experience of knowledge, actually. It is knowledge, but experienced. So we can invoke the spirit of the owl when we are wanting to find balance in looking at all the aspects of who we are. So not only the physical realm, not only everything that is visible, but also the invisible realm. And these are actually the two eyes of the owl. One eye is looking at the physical world, everything that is in creation, everything that can be touched and experienced with our senses. And the other eye is connected to the invisible spirit world. And this is the realm of the darkness. And that's why mostly we connect the owl spirit with the darkness, but darkness in the sense of the spiritual dimension, everything that we cannot see with our open eyes. And that's why if we want to look at our life from this higher perspective, if we want to understand, let's say, our life from a soul perspective, or also from past lives, or everything that is connected to the invisible realm, we want to invoke the owl spirit to help us have a balanced way of looking at our life, basically. And with the judgment, this is very much talking about the integration of our higher self, or the integration of the perspective of our higher self, looking at our life through the eyes of our higher self. And this is this awareness, the raising of the awareness, the raising of know yourself, in the sense of knowing new aspects of ourselves, or getting to know new aspects of who we are. And let go of fear to jump into love. With the depth of love, the owl spirit is letting us know that it is safe to dive into the unknown. It is safe to dive into this mystical dimension, this magical dimension. And this is actually where magic comes in. Very often people are connecting the darkness, with something evil. And this is actually part of programming of society, so that we are not connecting with the invisible. Because the invisible, the darkness, this is actually where our power comes from. It is the womb of the Divine Mother. It is the belly of creation, like everything emerges from the darkness. But if we demonize the darkness, then what this programming does is it never allows us to look at our life from this higher perspective. So this programming is actually here to prevent us to connect with our spiritual self. And this is also the reason why everything that has to do with the underworld, everything that has to do with serpents, because when we talk about serpent energy is the energy that appears in wave form, and this is how things appear in the invisible realm. Nothing has form, nothing has shape, everything appears as a wave, and that's why it's the serpent energy. But when we talk about serpents, most people connect it with demons, or there is also the story of Adam and Eve, where this serpent is the evil one. And even when I'm doing videos and I'm talking about serpents and dragons, I get a lot of comments of people attacking me and saying that it's the work of the devil and it's demonic energies, and that's not the case. That is part of the programming, again, to prevent us to connect with our higher self. And in order to truly get to know ourselves, we really have to be open to look into our darkness and look into the shadow realm. But again, the shadow realm is nothing negative, it's nothing evil. This is where our power comes from. And this is actually where everything comes from, because it is the causal realm. So the invisible spirit world is the causal realm. And this is the cause behind the effect. So again, everything that is in creation, everything that we can experience with our senses, that is the realm of effect, the realm of creation, the crystallized realm, the physical realm. And what causes the emergence of this physical realm is the spiritual realm. So spirit expresses itself in creation. But before spirit expresses itself in creation, it exists as wave form in the invisible realm. And that wave form, again, is a serpent. So the serpent is not evil, the serpent is not demonic. The serpent is actually vibration. That is what it is, like wave form, wave vibration, but also subtle vibration. There is subtle vibration as in the causal realm, but there is also dense vibration that is then creating something solid. But it's just varying or different degrees of vibration. And the owl spirit is actually the master of vibration. Because when we look at the eyes of the owl, when we look at the shape that is being created when vibration is hitting water, or sound waves are hitting water, then this is actually the eyes of the owl. So once our eyes are open, there is polarity, because we have two eyes and we experience the duality of creation. So without duality, there would be no vibration. And without this vibration, there is no creation. And without creation, we would not have the experience of wisdom. So wisdom is the divine feminine energy that is experienced. But again, not only the experience of the physical realm, but also the experience of the invisible spirit realm. So everything that is expressed in creation is actually art, is actually magic. So magic, that is the expression of the invisible spirit that is then manifested and materialized in the material realm, in the physical realm. And that ma of manifested, that ma of material, is the ma of magic. And that's also the ma of mar. So mare, Mary, that's the ocean of consciousness. That's the ocean of shakti, of divine feminine energy. And when this shakti again is being expressed from the invisible realm into the material realm, this is magic. So everything that is in creation is literal magic, because it is the expression of spirit, it is the crystallization of invisible spirit in form. And that's why the owl spirit is also the spirit of magic, the spirit of wisdom, the spirit of the underworld and the darkness, but also the spirit of balance, because it is in duality. The owl spirit is also magic in the sense of the invisible spirit has created the owl in order to remind us of this wisdom. So every animal, every spirit animal has something to teach us. And the most beautiful thing is that actually everything that is in creation is acting as a reminder of our spiritual truth. Or every time we feel disconnected from our spiritual self, every time we feel disconnected from our higher self, from this higher vision, we are just wanting to observe nature. Because when we observe nature very, very attentively, and when we observe nature actually passively, without being too active, then we can see the underlying essence of spirit. So if we are spiritually aware while observing nature, we are able to see how everything is following a cycle, how everything is actually a mirror of the invisible spirit world. And this is what the physical realm is here for. It is acting as a mirror of the invisible spirit realm. And this mirroring, again, is the mirroring of polarity. So the reason why there is polarity, the reason why there is creation and vibration, it is actually the mirroring of oneness into a perceived duality. But that perceived duality is like creating a triangle. So basically we are always on top of the pyramid. We are having the unified vision. So we come from oneness, but as soon as we experience something in creation, there is duality. But again, this duality still comes back to the third point in the middle. So that's why everything that is creation, everything that is duality and vibration, is actually an illusion, because it appears as being separate from oneness. It appears as being a sound or a color or a shape, but actually it's the mirroring of the oneness. And only through that mirroring we can have an experience. So without the expression of divine feminine energy, there would be no experience and also no wisdom. And now I'm actually being called to pull some more oracle cards to clarify the Emperor and the Two of Swords. Any message from the owl spirit? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna take all of them. So we have the Hanged Man. We have the Queen of Scepters. We have the Seven of Scepters. And we have the Ten of Cups. So with the Queen of Scepters coming in the middle, the owl spirit is letting us know that once we have mastered this aspect, once we are able to look at our life through a different lens, not only looking at the physical, but also looking at the spiritual, not only looking at the visible, but also tuning into the invisible. If we are really committed to know ourselves, and if we are really brave enough to dive into the darkness without being afraid of it and seeing the darkness for what it is, then we are the sovereigns of this realm. And then we are truly the Queen of Scepters, with our open crown chakra, with our activated pineal gland, and literally we are enlightened beings, or we are awakened beings with a halo. So the reason why the Queen of Scepters is wearing the golden crown is because she is the mistress of creation. She has mastered creation by mastering her darkness and mastering her shadow. So the reason why people are afraid to look into the invisible realm or into the realm of the unknown is because most people have not yet integrated their shadow. So if the shadow is not integrated, then we will always almost externalize our shadow, or we will see ourselves as being separate from our shadow. So this is when we start then demonizing everything that happens in spirit. For example, if there is a paranormal activity, or if something strange happens, they always say it's the work of the devil, or everything that has to do with magic, the supernatural, the things that we cannot understand, or the things that we cannot explain through our day-to-day consciousness, that is often being demonized. But again, it is only being demonized if we have not yet integrated our shadow, because that means that we are afraid to face our shadow. And every time someone brings something up from the underworld and brings something from the spirit realm into the light, we see it as an attack to our perception, or we see then our shadow being triggered as a result of that. Because again, if someone brings the shadow to the light, the first reaction is like, okay, wow, this is something I've never heard of, or I never faced my shadow. And that's why sometimes fear is being created, or this feeling of, yeah, the fear of the unknown. So the owl spirit is coming through to let us know that it is safe to look into the invisible spirit world, and that the reason why we might have fear, or the reason why it is being demonized, it is because of the programming of society that has been going on for centuries and centuries and centuries. And there are still ripples of that programming playing out, but the root cause is already done. So the re-emerging of the goddess, the reawakening of spirituality, the presence of the invisible spirit realm is coming back into our collective consciousness. Because the more people are getting to know themselves, the more we raise our vibration, and the more we tune into these different aspects of who we are, the more we can actually ground this darkness into the physical realm. But again, we have to integrate our shadows. Otherwise, we will never be able to step into our creator being, or to really use our creative potential to the highest, for the highest good of all that is. So the reason why we are demonizing the darkness is so that the people, or the humans, they are not able to step into their fullest creative potential. Because again, in order to be a creator being, in order to understand that we are our higher self, and in order to raise our vibration and our consciousness, again, we have to face the darkness. We have to face the shadow. Alright, so let's see if there is any last message from the owl spirit. Anything else that the owl spirit is wanting to let us know? Okay. So we have the dolphins, which is very beautiful, and we have beyond cycles. Okay. So with the beyond cycles, this is very much talking about, again, the cosmic dragon, the cosmic serpent, the cosmic intelligence. When we talk about serpents or when we talk about dragons, this is not something evil. And if we truly want to step into our power, if we truly want to activate our creator being, we have to befriend the serpent. We have to befriend the dragon instead of demonizing it. Because if we demonize the dragon and the serpent, then we are never able to activate our magical abilities. So when we are brave enough to look into the unknown, when we are brave enough to integrate our shadow, then we can truly activate our magical abilities, and then we can truly live up to our highest potential. And with the beyond cycles, this is actually letting us know that our true power actually resides outside of creation, outside of the cycle of creation, outside of the lunar energy. So our essence is existing beyond the lunar and the solar aspect. So the lunar and the solar energy, this is the divine feminine and the divine masculine, but our essence transcends that. And that essence that transcends that is actually the ungendered spirit. So source creator, the source of all that is ungendered. It is not a he who is a god and is not a she who is creation. It is actually transcending both of these aspects. So in order to truly connect with our power, we have to go beyond duality. We have to go beyond creation. And this is where our essence lies. And when we are able to bring through that essence and to ground that essence in this earth plane while we are still in the cycle of creation, then again we are truly the sovereigns of this realm, because then we exist as the whole universe, as the cosmic consciousness, as the cosmic dragon, while still being in this human vessel. And then we can truly create magic. Then we can truly live up to our fullest potential. And then we can actually create and bring through magic, but in a playful way. We are entering a new cycle, going beyond cycles, like we are collectively entering a new era where we are activating these magical abilities again, but this time in a realm or in a cycle or in an eon where the consciousness is going upwards. So where we are moving towards oneness, moving towards love and back to the creator. So we are able to create magic embodying the energy of the dolphin, embodying the energy of being playful, like playing with magic. So instead of using magic for gaining power, like in Atlantean times, we are reactivating these magical abilities, but this time to be literally like a dolphin, like to be connected with our soul tribe. We have the dolphins twice, so every time dolphins show up, it's very much talking about the connecting with our soul tribe, also remembering our star origins and just bringing through magic in a playful way where we can express our truth, we can express our magic, we can create art without being attacked or without being accused to be a satanist or working with the devil. So every time these things still happen, we want to remind ourselves that this is a ripple of the ancient times that is still trying to play out, or it's still these demonic energies that are being triggered by the exposing of the truth. But even if someone tries to attack you, even if someone tries to disagree with what you have to say, the owl spirit is coming through to let us know to share our magic anyway, and to not allow ourselves to be silenced in any way, because now is the time to bring back magic, and now is the time to allow the divine feminine energy to rise again. And the way we do that is actually by integrating the divine masculine energy in a balanced way. Because when our divine masculine energy is unbalanced, then we are too focused on the physical realm, we are too focused on the form, too focused on the structure, without being able to look into that which lies beyond. And this is where the wisdom of the goddess comes in. This is where the wisdom of the owl comes in, the owl that is magic, the owl that is literally the divine feminine energy expressed in creation, but also the spirit of love that transcends creation. And the owl is actually the balance of both aspects, the balance of the invisible and the visible, the balance between the spiritual and the physical. And we want to have that balance in order to live life again with this playful energy. And it is time to allow the human beings to act on their creative potential, to actualize our creative potential without being afraid of being burned at the stake, or without being afraid to be imprisoned for sharing our truth. So the reason why people might be fearful of sharing their truth, again, it is only because of these ancient ripples that are still trying to maintain the old status quo. But again, we have already moved beyond that. We have already entered a new cycle. The root cause has been removed already, and now obviously there can still be ripples from these ancient times, but the threat is not here anymore, because the vibration has risen already so much that the vibration of love, the depth of love, like it's truth is, there is no way that truth is not winning. There is no way that the truth is not prevailing. So even if someone tries to attack you, and even if someone tries to make you question your spiritual experience, or make you question your spiritual insight or knowingness, the owl spirit is coming through to let us know that it is safe to be confident in our perception. It is safe to be confident in the invisible realm. It is safe to tune into the invisible realm and to retrieve wisdom from there. Because again, wisdom that only comes from the physical realm is extremely limiting. And we are wanting to open up to our limitlessness. And this is where we can allow ourselves to expand and to rise up to new heights. Literally embracing this new cycle and embracing our magical abilities. And the owl spirit is helping us activate our creative potential. She is helping us bring more magic, more ease, and also more flow into our life. So this was your message from the owl spirit. I really hope you resonated with the messages, and please let me know if you did. And also, if you have any question in regards to the owl spirit or any other question, please let me know in the comments, and I will try to answer it in the next videos. So thanks so much for tuning in. I am wishing you a beautiful time, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye, much love.